Yeah, because this is supposed to be sunlight. So at 11:12 a.m., I am in Haruba Valley. And the entity I'm showing you at 11:12 a.m. what is the placement of the sun directly over my head and in zenith, just like you see here. This is the identification of what are the people of the state who have no constitutional defense for their violation of the constitutional and human rights of an American citizen in the state of California that is operating a criminal monitoring system, and they're doing it under what is impossible to be the case. And this phenomenon is present because of the joint nature of this criminal system of federal group stalking and monitoring. It's occurring under the guise of what's supposed to be the natural environment that surrounds you. There's nothing natural about, and there's nothing that is possible about what is the light source that is over me, because that's what it is. It's not the sun, it's the light source that's over me, and it's over my head at the same time in an entirely different county at Haruba Valley Country Village Apartments. And the entity is also stalking in a helicopter in this video that I captured at 11:12 a.m. That's also speaking to the pattern of conduct. So everyone that's in this environment is engaged in what is relevant positioning. It is criminal presence. And they are not only here on the grounds, they live on the grounds. They live at the crime scene. They surround. This is all a crime scene. Los Angeles County is a crime scene because anywhere that I go, the sun is not over Metro Court, but if I go to Metro Court, this is going to maintain central presence right over my head at Central Court, and that's an impossibility, especially as you continuously are looking at the big picture, because the entity maintained the sun in its zenith over my head in Haruba Valley. There is no sun that's going to be in its zenith over my head at Metro Court, and this is how you know what Metro Court, in other words, a facilitating venue, is engaged in, while you capture the impossible in the environment. But it's not just the placement of a light source in its central, in its zenith over your head, which is not occurring. You cannot see the sun over my head and also be at Country Village and look up in the sky and have the sun in its zenith over your head. That is capturing what is an impossibility. But the entity is engaging in, again, you have what is placement over my head. It's 11:14 a.m. You saw what was supposedly sunlight while the entity is rising the sun over my, over in alignment to my apartment. I want to be clear again, you're looking at the mere duration of time. Not only is this not visible from that location while I'm at the office, the entity is clearly moving the light source as I move. That's called stalking with light because you're placed under surveillance by the entity, and it's a demonic system. It is also speaking to what is impossible because the sun that is in constant movement is not going to be in the same space. This is non-movement, whether it's here at the office or whether it's right here over my head. And the reason why it's over my head here, and the reason why it's going to be adjacent to building 1810 when we go back over there, don't be mistaken. This is not over building 1810 right now. Building 1810 is over there. The entity moves the light source as I move, and this under no circumstances is going to occur while it's supposedly rising right here. And then you've got what is 6 hours later, 7 hours later, and it's over me at the same exact address, aiming what's light inside of my apartment, reaching underneath a covered surface in order to do so. This is place light. It has nothing to do with the light source. Engineered light has nothing to do with the light source. And you know that because the entity, and I want to be clear, in Haruba Valley, they're looking at a light source over them, but it's not the sun. This is impossible. You're capturing the demonic and you're putting it out into the light, what's going on in darkness. This is entirely demonic. And a part of that pattern of conduct is stalking by the entity. The entity likes to use helicopters. So within this phenomenon is group stalking by the government itself in helicopters, in their fire trucks, in their police vehicles, in the ambulance vehicles. And they're acting in concert with the people of the state, which are the highly malicious guise under which maintenance of presence and activity creation is ceaselessly underway. The engineered light that was inside of Country Village is not a product of sunlight. It's the pattern of conduct of engineered light while it was subject to terrorism. And I'm going to prosecute Country Village, the property management company, and all of those minions that were engaged in federal group stalking and monitoring in Riverside. And this is the direct evidence as to what they were doing when they were doing it. And that's why you have what is the maintenance at the same time in Haruba Valley. This is capturing a phenomenon. It's the P.O.C. In addition to the bigger picture, the entity is not only here after rising it right here. This is a series of hours. You're talking about what is yesterday, an ongoing capture. You're talking about 6 hours to get to the other side of my apartment. And that's only because I'm not in my leasing office. The light source is not going anywhere, and it's setting in alignment to me at the same address. This is the pattern of conduct. It's federal group stalking and monitoring. It's entirely demonic. This is ongoing audible activity creation. This is Jose and Sons. If not federal prison, it's going to be deportation. Ongoing criminal facilitation of any nature by a government that is placing you under surveillance, which is a threat to your life, your physical safety, and overall well-being, is necessarily punished by default federal prison. All right, the malice, the impunity that is continuously documented by this entity is speaking to how long they are going to federal prison, how long they are going to sit in mental institutions, all right, for engaging in the highly demented targeting of another American citizen, all right, revealing the threat that they are to the public. All right, it's currently, again, 11:17 a.m., and this is POC.